I don't know. I think I need to learn a lot of new things, and I'm always learning in nature. You know, when I was young, I was in the woods and playing ball, and I was just outside anyway. But as you get older, you have to find a way to structure that. I've kind of got a foot in the bird world in that I'm Vice President for Conservation for Alabama.Travel, and I'm President of the Alabama Ornithological Society. And this very place we're in now is a wood duck preserve of Opelika, and I was a founding member, and I've been president a couple times of this little wildlife preserve. You know, I was fishing when I got bit by the bird thing, just stepping into a limestone bottom creek in Tennessee to fish for red-eyed bass, smallmouth bass. And right above me was a branch that had a black-ground night heron in breeding plumage. So I was really impressed that I'd never known about this fancy of a bird. And then picked up ever since then. You know, when I walk out the door, I'm birding. Particularly in the spring, like this morning, the bird songs were unbelievable. They were everywhere. So in the spring, we can sometimes get up to 90% of our identification from the ears. Right now, I'm listening to a hooded warbler to my right, which has my attention. But yeah, for example, yesterday I went to the Arboretum, since it was close by, and saw 3 or 4 species they've never seen there before. It was a great morning. And then went out to afternoon to the countryside and saw 98 Mississippi kite and 7 swallowtail kite, which is a number that's not ever been seen here in eastern Alabama. The birding world in Alabama is full of surprises. You know, we're #1 in species of birds and plants in the east of 26 states. We have that big river system. If you look at Alabama from above, it's just one big river system that's going into the Mobile-Tennessee Delta, and that's America's Amazon. That's a super rich and biologically diverse state. So it's still a very undiscovered place. I think E.O. Wilson, our famous scientist from Alabama, said it's as unexplored as Borneo. We have 420 to 30 species somewhere that we've observed in the state. So that's over the half of the total birds seen in the United States of America, seen in Alabama. I was a professor here at Auburn for 35 years, and I'm still Professor Emeritus of the Department of Art and Art History at Auburn University. Painting and drawing was my main thing. I also taught the hand-thrown ceramic classes. That's an interesting parallel in that when I teach observational drawing, you know, you usually need to get quiet, you need to get still and get real observant. And the same thing with birding, I think. And I think in this day and time, too, we're all moving a little bit fast. If we can find a way to slow down and get quiet, the more you can get into that observation mode, the more you see it. I felt the need to be outside in the woods, and it was a strong need. It was a calling. It had to happen. I can discover things on reels on my telephone, but I seem more satisfied when I'm out in nature and discovering things that have always been there. You know, it really does sort of wash my soul free of worries and so forth. So I think I feel better after I do it. I guess I have the call to do it based on this knowledge of how I'll feel sort of adjusted.